For the last 30 days, I have decided to challenge myself on a journey of self-discipline and self-mastery. Welcome to my 30 days of the Monk Mode Challenge. For anyone who has not heard of Iman was a regular kid who came from a lot of struggle and adversity and was able to really harness his hunger for success to elevate his life. To keep it short, he worked hard and never gave up. In the process of becoming successful, he dedicated a lot of time into self-improvement, and this is where Monk Mode comes into the story. Iman would spend months completely immersing himself in his goals, working tirelessly to achieve them and blocking out all distractions. For the last 30 days, I have done exactly that. The rules I set myself were simple. Number 1, stick to a healthy diet. This meant whole foods, lots of water and no alcohol. Number 2, practice daily mindfulness, and for me this was through prayer. Number 3, daily movement, which meant exercising every single day. Number 4, education and self-teaching myself to sharpen my skill sets. And number 5, working on a project for 1 hour minimum daily. At the end of this video, I share how the last 30 days went, but before that, let me take you on a journey that I experienced right from the start. I started most days by making a warm herbal tea and praying for 10 to 15 minutes. Being mindful right at the start of the day gave me that clarity and good level of focus. After prayer, I would read my current book for another 15 minutes just to begin to warm up my brain and thinking patterns for the day ahead. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm the sort of person that loves to have breakfast and don't usually like skipping it. Breakfast near enough always consists of oats with a full banana and some other things like seeds and honey. I've noticed that if my food is too heavy, I usually get quite tired, and that's the last thing that I need when a day has just started. Because I'm a morning person, getting the hardest things done early in the day is usually the way I do things. So the next part of my morning would either be up to 2 hours of focused work, where the things that need to be done get done, or a solid gym workout. On this particular day, it was work that came first. The average person begins to lose focus after around an hour and a half, so once my focus began to drop, I would get up and make my way to the gym for that workout. The gym is exactly a mile from where I stay, so I near enough always walk to and from the gym. My workouts are intense and an hour of where I push myself physically to the max. Most of my workouts are me essentially lifting heavy weights and trying to push myself, and if I don't do weights, I usually go for a run. When I finish my workout, I hop in the shower to freshen up and make my way back. Another focused session of work gets done, and in this period of work I try to get the creative work done because my mind and body are most active and awake. If you're like me, my energy tends to slump towards the evening and getting work done becomes more difficult, which is why the hardest things get done first. Now, like any sort of story, it's never a true story unless there's a problem that stops you in your tracks. It was going so well, and then, you start to miss a few important things here and there. Then it all kind of becomes lost, I guess. Motivation dips. And like I just said, when you start missing one or two things, important things, the kind of routine becomes a bit broken, difficult to get back into it. So yeah, definitely not as easy as it was on the first day, even the first few days. When you get into it a bit longer and it becomes less of that new kind of shiny thing, it gets a lot more difficult to stick to it. So yeah, that's where we're currently at, to be honest. Let's see if we can pick things back up, get consistent with it, get our head down, focus a bit more. Yeah. It's not easy, and you should never expect it to be. No success is really ever a success without failures and obstacles in the way, and that's when it really clicked for me. I was so focused on that end goal and that last day, when actually all I needed to focus on was just completing each day as it came. Instead of looking towards the finish line, which was still so far, I needed to slow things down and keep doing the small things right. Midway through the 30 days, I went back to the drawing board and refocused my energy on the 5 rules that I set myself at the start of the challenge, and this is where things really began to take shape. What I was consuming became much more consistent and really boosted my mind and body. Home cooked food packed with nutrients that I had full control over. Super focused work sessions that allowed me to continuously take a step towards reaching my goal. Really mindful and calm prayer that allowed me not only to connect with God, but also keep my emotions grounded and always stay calm in all situations. Physically progressing and pushing my body to new limits daily, and knowing when my body needs that rest and recovery. And that brings us to day 30 of the monk mode challenge. Now, there were definitely many different lessons that I could have, taken away from the 30 days, but there was one lesson that really stood out from the rest. A lot of the time when you start that journey to transform your life or to really reach your goals or become a better person, you expect change to happen pretty quick or even overnight. But actually, when you reverse engineer the success of people like Iman, you'll see that's actually quite the opposite of what happens. Iman was never successful overnight or even 1 week or even many months after working hard. It took him many years to become successful or to even see any sort of, noticeable change or even progress. And that will be exactly the same for people like you and me or anyone, trying to transform their life or reach a certain goal or target that they've set themselves. So if there's one single thing that I would like you to take away from my experience over the last 30 days, it's not that monk mode will completely change your life overnight. It's doing the things that you need to do every single day without failure. So whether you start big, whether you start small, the main thing is that you actually just start and stay consistent with it. If you found any sort of value or entertainment through this video, please give it a like and also consider subscribing. Much more content to come soon.